Hi, my name's Matt Gleed. I'm a TRX Master Trainer, and today we're going to be doing a TRX RIP training workout. We're going to take you through how to use the RIP Trainer. We're going to take you through 2 rounds. We're going to progress through some of the exercises, and at the end of each round, we're going to give you a challenge, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing. First of all, we're going to take you down to the floor and start getting you warmed up a little bit as well. So the first thing we're going to do is do a bit of a dynamic warm-up. I want you to stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, bend at your hips, and place your hands on the floor. Walk your hands forwards into a press-up position. Drop your hips forwards and then walk your hands back up. Just so that way then we can start to feel a little bit of a stretch down the back of the legs. And you're also going to feel a stretch through the front of the hips at the bottom here as well. So just keep repeating this for me. Every single time that we go back down, stand up nice and tall. The whole idea here is just to create a bit of mobility in your hips. So by going forwards and backwards through the spine. Drop your hips forwards, lift your chin and chest up tall. And then walk your hands back and try and keep the legs fairly straight. So that way then you do feel a little bit of a stretch in the back of the legs. If you're a very flexible person for the hamstrings, you might not feel too much of a stretch. But what you're still doing is activating those muscles so they can start to get warmed up. Let's do it one more time and we'll stay down here this time. Now from this position, we're going to push to a downward facing dog. So push through your hands, lift your hips up into the air, walk your hands a little bit closer if you feel comfortable to do so. Look down with your eyes towards your toes. And just walk your heels slightly. Okay, drop your hips forwards, lift up tall again. Now this time what we're going to do is walk this out all the way up and we'll just pause it there. Shake your legs out a little bit. Now all I want you to do is take a large step forwards, drop your back knee down towards the floor so we're in this lunge position. Rotate the arms over the front leg. Bring yourself back up to standing, and let's alternate the legs. So a large step forward. We lunge down towards the floor. Weight between both legs. Rotate over to the front shoulder, and then bring yourself back up. Let's go again. Large step forwards, lunge down. Rotate the arms forwards and over, and let's alternate these legs again. We're going to make the warm-up fairly dynamic just for the next couple of minutes. As you start to go into this movement now, because we're starting to feel a little bit more range in the hips, and starting to free your body up a little bit, we can start to move in and out of these positions with a little bit more comfort as well. So during the RIP training workout, because we're going to be working both sides, it's effectively going to be 8 exercises, and each exercise will be 45 seconds of work with 15 seconds in between. And the whole idea behind these is just going to be that you're going to start to increase your intensity and your heart rate and finish with a little bit of a challenge. Okay, shake the legs out a little bit. Take your legs wide for me. Transfer your weight over the top, reach your arm up over the center, and then alternate over to the opposite side. So turn the foot out, reach up and over to the side, turn the feet each time as well. Working with the RIP Trainer, you do use a lot of stabilizing muscles, but also we do have some dangerously, incredibly hard challenges at the end of each one. When I say dangerously challenging, you are hopefully going to feel your heart rate coming out of your chest. But at the same time, it's all going to be in a good way because it is going to challenge your fitness as well. Okay, with the last 45 seconds of this warm-up, what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the floor again, and we're going to go into something called a run stretch. So hands directly onto the floor, bring the foot up to your hand, and reach that hand up high. Think about pushing your back heel away from the rest of your body, and then bring your hand down, reach underneath your shoulder, and then rotate up nice and high again. Let's do that 2 more times. Reach under the shoulder, bring yourself up high. Okay, let's swap the legs over. Reach your hand high, underneath the opposite shoulder, reach it up high. 1 more time. Good, okay. Now, shake yourself out a little bit. Now you notice I've got some water down here. If at any time you feel like you need to take a little breather, that's absolutely fine. You can always join back in. Slide your safety cord up to the top. We're going to be standing facing away from your anchor point. And what I've got is both hands, palms facing down in zones 1 and 5. And all I'm going to do to begin with is drive my arms forwards. And all I'm going to do is step and just that single leg. So as I've got my hands in front, what I've got is one hand is going to be called your base hand. That hand is going to be the one that is nearest your safety cord. The hand nearest the resistance band is going to be called your power hand. And it's the foot nearest the power hand that you're going to be stepping forwards. And the whole idea idea is on this exercise is to gain that stability, working down to the sides of the body, because your resistance band is trying to pull you sideways a little bit here. So you're going to start to feel the shoulder, the chest, the back muscles all starting to engage. Holding the bar out in front of your chest. Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Okay, let's swap it over to the opposite side. We're going to change that safety cord. Swap the hands over, slide it back up again. Stepping over the resistance band. Arms are out in front of you again. And all we do this time is, again, opposite leg. It's the one that is nearest the resistance band that's just going to be stepping forwards. So this RIP Drive Step, just a great exercise for getting the muscles engaged. Every single exercise we do is going to progress towards a little challenge at the end of the round. So again, keeping the hands out fairly wide, you're going to be working through the RIP Trainer's incredible amount of rotational work. It's putting you back, but you're resisting rotation to begin with. So it's a case of learning how to work with stability, and then we start to work in a dynamic way. If at any time your arm's getting a little bit tired, you can always rest. And whenever you need to do that, I would always recommend you kind of rest for about 3 seconds, then reset yourself. What we're going to do is we're going to stand facing towards the ankle point. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring a RIP Drag Squat. So you're going to hold the resistance band under tension so that the center junction of the bar is in line with your chest. And then from here, I want you just to do a squat for me. So think about lowering your hips down towards your heels. Now the goal in this one is to keep your arms in towards your chest. So think about the center of the bar being in line with the sternum, and you're just trying to hold that position. What you're going to start to feel here is the back muscles working a little bit more. These are your lats, some of your obliques, and you're going to start to feel like your legs are starting to burn a little bit as we go into a fairly deep squat. Try and keep your spine nice and straight, and your eyes looking towards your anchor point. Now I've got my RIP Trainer set up on a lower anchor point here, but you can have yours set up at around about hip height or at the bottom as well. Okay, swapping the hands over. Slowly set yourself up, opposite side. Exactly the same exercise again. Just progressing through. You should start to feel your heart rate come up a little bit more. Hands nice and wide. Bring them in towards the chest. Set your feet position. Lower your hips towards your heels. Good. Now the whole goal is resisting that rotation all the time. So just be mindful about keeping the shoulder blades back and down. Keeping your head looking forwards. Trying to challenge that resistance to pull forwards and you're easing off. So you're trying to keep, now if you want to make this harder at any time, obviously the further away from that anchor point you're going to be, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Other ways of making this a little bit harder, it could well be the length or the intensity of the resistance band. That's a big one as well. So I'm using a medium here today, but at the same time, you could be using a light one if you need to make it slightly easier, or a heavy or an extra heavy as well. Okay, next exercise is the RIP Stack. I've got my base hand. It's going to be right next to my hip. My power hand is going to hold the RIP Trainer right out in front of me. The whole goal is that RIP Trainer stays in front of the hip the whole time. So keep your shoulders blades back and down. Now you can see I've got my feet fairly wide. That's absolutely fine. Again, it's all about just getting a little bit of resistance and getting used to being under tension. To make this harder, you could bring your feet narrow. That would definitely make it harder as well. So just looking to find an athletic start, slight bend in the knees, keeping the glutes squeezed nice and tight. If you can think about squeezing your bum cheeks and your quads tight, that will help stabilize your hips. Think about pushing slightly with that power hand away from the resistance cord. Now in a minute, I'm going to be turning my back to you guys, okay? Let's swap this over. Same thing for the opposite side. Set up that safety cord. I'll turn a little bit sideways here. Okay, hip comes right next to the base hand, and then that power hand goes directly in front of you, holding it strong here. Athletic stance. It's almost, you can see, as I keep my palm open, I'm pushing just to maintain that position. It doesn't have to move, just about stacking up your athletic stance and challenging your core. Great exercise just to get your core muscles to be fired up. Options to make it a little bit harder. Feet close together, moving further away from the anchor point. These are all options to make the exercise harder if you need it. But again, if at any time you need to make it slightly easier, don't feel bad about that at all. You've got to work to your level of intensity. Keep working hard here. Base hand is pulled into my hip, power hand pushing away the whole time. Last 3, 2, 1, and relax there. Okay, swapping the hand over. Now we come to our challenge exercise. What we're going to be doing is a rip jump press. We're going to be rotating 90 degrees. So I'm going to stand sideways onto the anchor point, and I jump into a squat position and then back again. Okay, let's go for this. 45 seconds of work each side. This will get the heart rates up, so keep driving those arms out in front of you. Think about dropping into a squat position and then back up in 90 degrees. So you've stood tall, drop into the squat and push the arms forwards, and keep alternating that push and then back into release. So it goes out in front of you and then back in. So you have to change between the two positions. Don't keep your arms out straight, but don't keep them bent either. Push and then bring it back into the chest. Last 10 seconds. Try and leave yourself a little breathless by doing as many as you can. Let's get going. Push through this. And relax, okay. Opposite side. Change the hands over. Rip training in towards your chest. Rip jump press. 90-degree rotation. Let's go. Push out in front and back in. 45 seconds of work. I'll give you a little bit longer of recovery after this one. You give me a good 45 seconds, I'll give you a minute of recovery while we grab a drink. The further you move away from your anchor point, the harder this is going to be. The quicker you move your feet, the quicker this is going to be pushing you. But it also means that you've got to be able to sustain it as well. Try and push those arms out in front at chest height. Drop in the squat. Get out of that position. Good. Keep it athletic. Keep it dynamic. Last 10 seconds of work to go. Push, 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 push. Be strong. Drive those arms out in front. One more. And relax there. Whew. Minute breather. Loosen your legs up. Shake your arms out. Okay. So that was the RIP Drive Step, the RIP Drag Squat, the RIP Stack, and then the RIP 90-degree jump press. Whew. I should get your heart rates up. Okay, my heart rate's up. Doing well here. Okay, 20 seconds, let me get you into your next exercise. So RIP paddleboard row. Check this one out. Hand goes into the safety strap every time. Standing facing the anchor point. We're going to find your end range position. Let's go, we go. Slight squat, and you push the cord down around about ankle height. Check this again. Bring it in front of your sternum, push down and back up. So it's called a RIP paddleboard row. So think of yourself being on a RIP, on a paddleboard, push the RIP trainer just past the ankle. So if you wanted to move your surfboard or paddleboard forward, you have to put the oar through the water, or the paddle through the water, and push yourself forwards, okay? So just keep that range of movement. Want to make it harder? We move further away. So these are your options to try and challenge you each time. Push through the water, bring yourself back up. Good. You just go. Push down strong. You're going to start to feel your arms working. But every time you go into that squat, making sure that the bottom of the RIP trainer goes past that ankle height. Let's swap this over. We're in the same setup here. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds recovery. Plenty of time for you to swap hands, and we go again. Line yourself up. Let's go for this one. Push back, and then come forwards again. Okay, so you've got both hands. You can see both my hands, palms facing down. Just past your ankle, bring yourself back up. Now you'll soon get used to these exercises. It's a great exercise for working through, again, the back end of the muscles here. So your lats, your obliques, your glutes. Definitely working into your quads into that squat as well. So loads of muscles working, which is why it will get your heart rate up, which is a great way of keeping your fitness up without having to do lots of outside running and so on. So RIP trainers are really great for doing that. Keeps you working, but at the same time, completely manageable as well. One more. Good, okay. Next up, we've got a lunge overhead press. Don't worry about changing the hands, keep them as they are. Check this one out. I'm going to start with the RIP trainer in front of my chest. I'm going to go down into a lunge position. So 1 foot flat onto the floor, the knee and the foot is there, and I'm going to increase myself up into an extended position. Arms go above the head. Back down into the chest, overhead, and then back down to the chest. As you come up from the lunge, that's when you press back down each time. What we're looking for here is the stability from the legs, but also you're going to start to feel your legs burning. Now, I've got the RIP trainer set up on a low anchor point. The benefit of doing that, or the extra challenge of doing that, is when I start to go overhead, the RIP trainer has travelled quite far. You could always set this up at around about mid-height. You could always move further away from the anchor point. You could also change your hand position. So if you always bring your hand position into almost like the yellow zone, so that's zone 3, that would challenge you a lot as well. Let's swap the hands over. 45 seconds to work, 15 seconds recovery. Let's get you set up. Okay, let's get you going. Okay, from that strong position, push up overhead, bring yourself back down. Up and extend the arms. Remember the options. Travel a little bit further away. That will progress the exercise a little bit more. Ooh. Then you have to hit that stability. Keep it strong. Extend the legs and extend the arms at the same time. Embrace that little burning feeling coming through those legs. Anything where you're pressing up above your head, you're trying to avoid being pulled sideways with the RIP trainer. That's how we start to engage some great core muscles as well. Last 5 seconds, so we get 2 more in. And 1 more. Good, okay, now, keep the hands where they are. The next exercise is going to be a windmill, okay? Now for this one, we're going to try and create a big circle. Let me show you. I'm going to stand facing away from you. Just follow the rotation here. So, nice wide stance. I go low, I bring it forward, and I come up. So I want you to create a big circle just in front of you. So you can see my base hand is again really close to my sternum here. Okay? You're about to see the yellow TRX on my chest. That's where the base of the RIP trainer is going to be. And you can see I'm pushing to help stabilize the RIP trainer with that alternated hand. Big, big circle. Try not to get pulled back too much. Big, big, big range of movement if you can. Just over 10 seconds to go. Good, good, good work. Last one. And relax there, shake it up. Okay, swap the hands over. Safety cord swaps around. Now my heart rate, I'm going to get 160 beats per minute here. Not even running. Constant work. Okay, athletic stance. Base hand in front of the chest. Squat position, extend forwards. Create that big circle. Now be mindful not to get pulled backwards too much. Into that deep squat. Bring yourself back up again. Now I'm going to make sure that you get a list of these exercises. And if you're not sure on them, check out the descriptions on the YouTube channel or underneath the comment section. And I'll give you a list of the exercises so that if you ever want to go and search them individually, you can practice each exercise individually and then come back to the workout. Or you can always get in contact with me and I'll help you learn how to do these exercises. Okay, shake it out. Right, here we go. Keep the hands where they are. The challenge here, 45 seconds, we're going to go into a shuffling hockey slap shot. I'll show you one. Check this out. Shuffle, shuffle, strike, and then come back. Let's go. Shuffle, shuffle, strike. So you're looking to get the hands to move as quickly as you can. Think about that base hand pulling towards you slightly, and that power hand. You can see I've probably choked down into our zone 2. So both my hands are actually quite close together here. Aiming down low, as if you're going to be striking a hockey ball or a puck. Get that shuffle in. You're raising back the shuffle. That's what pushes your heart rate up. But at the same time, this striking movement, really good for any sports. Doesn't matter if it's lacrosse, tennis, golf, Now, all rotational sports, they all benefit from exercises like this. Let's swap the hands over. Last exercise here. Shuffle, shuffle, strike. Base hand pulls towards you, power hand pushes away. That's what creates that whipping effect as well. Shuffle, shuffle. Good. Shuffle and shuffle. Good. Get that ball, get that puck, drive into it. Can you see my back foot? I'm pivoting here. That's because I want your knee to be in a good, safe position. So the hip and the foot have to pivot at the same time. And this will help keep your knee nice and safe as well. 15 seconds of work to go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Push yourself. You maybe hit some angle to this. Good. So you can get a little bit further away. Last 5 seconds. Leave yourself breathless again. Oh, good work. We're out of there. We're out of there. RIP Trainer comes down. If you need more of that, pause it, rewind it, go back to the beginning. Do those 2 rounds again. I'm with you for around about a 20-25 minute workout. You want to redo that, that's absolutely fine. You can always do this as many times as you wanted to. Okay, keep yourself nice and loose. We're going to do some similar movements to what we did in our warm-up. Let's take you down to the floor. We're going to walk you out there. Hinging from the hips, pushing your hip bones back, feeling a little bit of the stretch in the back of your legs. Walk your hands forwards, drop your hips down, and then walk your hands back up. Roll up for your spine. Let's go again. Walk your hands forwards, drop your hips, up the dog, walk yourself all the way back up again. Good, one more time, one more time. We'll stay down this one. Up dog. Now just feel that stretch, lift the chin and chest tall. Now for this one, what I want you to do is I want you to push your hips up in the air into a downward dog. So push through your hands, arms look towards your toes. You can walk your feet in towards you a little bit more. Now just walk your heels. The benefit of walking your heels here is it just stretches through your calves a little bit more as well. Now holding that position, bring your foot up to the palm of your hand, push your back knee away. Check out my back foot. See, I push my heel away from the rest of the body and then open up that deep stretch. We're just going to hold it here this time. You can start to create a little bit of movement with that front knee, just to start to find a little bit of a stretch through the inner thigh. Okay, hand comes back down towards the floor. Let's swap it over. Now we're facing dog. Over to the opposite side. Reach the hand up high, push the back heel away. Good. Bring that hand back down. Now we're facing dog one last time. Now drop your knees towards the floor. What I want you to do is I want you to bring your hips down towards your heels. Walk your hands forwards a little bit more. Hold that stretch. Maybe walk the hands over to one side. See if you can get that stretch coming through the sides of the back a little bit more. Come back to the center. Swap them over to the opposite side. You'll feel the hand which is reaching across the body, getting a little bit of a deeper stretch here as well. Come back to the center. Up onto all fours. Back up to the standing position. Roll up for your spine. Loosen your body out. Okay. Bring your hand across your chest here. Bring the elbow in towards you. Give me a nice wide leg position. Now just turn the foot out and reach across. So you're getting a stretch for the inner thigh and also for the shoulders as well. Okay, let's swap this over to the opposite side. Release the hands, swap the feet over. Bend over to one side, reach the arm across. Hold that stretch for the chest. You'll find your heart rates are coming back down fairly quickly now, hopefully. It's always a good sign of fitness if your heart rates are recovering, especially during the cool down. Okay, shake that out. Loosen up. Let's take yourself into a quad stretch. So, standing position. If you need to hold on to something, that's absolutely fine. Bring your knees close together. Push the foot into the palm of your hand. Give you a little bit of a deeper stretch. Good. Okay, shake it up. Let's swap it over to the opposite side. Slight bend in that standing foot. Push the foot into the palm of your hand that you're holding. Good. Give yourself a little shake there. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. If you are doing this workout a second time, go for it. If that 20-minute workout is good enough for you, then brilliant. Do it a few more times. See if you can start to change your positions and the intensity a little bit more. Remember, loads of different ways that you can change the intensity. One is moving further away from the anchor point. Another is bringing your hands closer together, so that way then you're not got such a stable base, or just actually bringing the feet into a more narrow position as well. All these are different ways to progress it, and if any of those need you to be pushing yourself a little bit further, you can always change the cord from a light, medium, heavy, extra heavy, and you can carry on going up that way. So loads of exercises for you to try. Look forward to hopefully seeing you. Send me some of your videos, and then we can see how you get on with those exercises. Thanks, everybody.